wanting to be a society writer, or is wanting to be a reporter. It's another thing to be anything you want to be. But the most difficult part of any journalism job is to call yourself an investigative journalist.
You know, when I did journalism, there are ethics, there are ways in which we do things that I've met here and I'm proud of. A lot of people come into this field and think it's an all-comers affair. It's really not. And you guys are doing something outstanding. You're doing something which is exceptional. It's something I have not seen it in a long time. This gathering, on behalf of my boss, because more or less, we all know he's an accessible person. When you talk to him, he listens. I will follow up and ensure that we support you more. I'm impressed, I'm proud of this gathering, and I will do every single thing within my plans to support the group. An association that fights against corruption. Corruption will fight back. It's in its own way. And corruption will fight you back with the law as well. And that's why we have to look at defamation and journalism. Now, defamation is basically words of written statements targeted at the reputation of another person to cause injury to that reputation. When we're talking about investigative journalism, it means that when you bring to fore information about someone and the person considers it injurious, the person can say you have injured his reputation. But for our purpose, I believe that when we're talking about investigative journalism and about corruption, for me, the most important thing is that, is it true? As long as it is true, then you don't have any fears.
People's view, they are very great influencer. In fact, it is known to, it's not like the politicians or the politics, but the media has ability to frame political issues. That is how great the media house is. And that is why the media is seen as the watchdog. It holds the government accountable to the people and diligently perform a watchdog role to ensure that power and its holder do not run wide, wanton, and rudderless. That is how strong the media house and the media is. However, when we are talking of the media in line with investigative journalism key too, we have to consider the issue as regards to financial crimes. What are they? Financial crimes. I would like to run down. From there, the financial crime includes illegal use of cash. Simply put, illegal use of cash, financial instruments, financial institution, and the commission of crimes. Examples of such crimes are bank fraud, issuance of door check, money laundering, currency counterfeiting, stock fraud, terrorism financing, among others. So he believes that the media has a lot of role to play. And the general role of the media in fighting financial crime cannot be overemphasized. We cannot separate political governance of a nation from the economic governance. It cannot be separated. The watchdog role of the media empowers it to fight all manner of financial crime in order to achieve efficient and equitable economic governance. Collaboration with EFC should be content in support of the work of the Commission. All other collaboration engagement will naturally emerge. Conclusively, the basic investigative techniques of undercover reporting, in-depth researches, probing interviews, developing, maintaining, and protecting sources, among other tools of routine journalism, still serve the investigative journalism when skillfully and adroitly employed. Modern forensic investigative methods are being developed by the overarching need of exposing infractions at all and all level, at any and all level. It is vital to society. Investigative media practitioners should see that there is no other duty than to partner law enforcement agencies, because the motive and goal are the same: the well-being of our dear country, Nigeria.
My name is Latif Owoduni, and I have this question for you, sir. I believe that the EFCC have the legal department, and the responsibility of this legal department is to enrich the commission of how to do things legally. Now, if I may ask, sir, the EFCC parades these fraudsters that we all know as the Yahoo boys and bring them before the camera. Sir, is it legal for the commission to do so? Despite the fact that we know that they are fraudsters.
Suspects.
No, let us see.
No, don't say it.
No, we spoke about something the other time. Please, let me put it the way I can put it. I know what I'm asking. We say that it is impossible for me to write my report now and call them fraudsters. But for the sake of this conversation, so let us do it that way. So is it legal for the commission to parade them before the camera? Please, I would like you to enlighten us on that.
She actually told me about this investment that we put online. About $1 million was lost, about some people 200,000. And then she screenshotted all the chats with the person who was the acclaimed CEO. She sent me the website. I tried to navigate. And then she said something that was a bit funny to me. She said each time the CEO would have a meeting with them, they don't see the CEO face. She just, that they will just tell them this is the time to pay. And for months, I think the scheme was going on fine until probably last month. So my question now is this issue of online investments, return on investment and the likes, it's been going on, and what is the EFCC doing about that to curb it? Because the truth is, because of the economy where everybody is currently living in, people actually need money. And people will always fall for this stuff. No matter how we try to say, people should not do it. So people are very vulnerable to
My name is Oluwatosin. Actually, the question is very close to the one I had earlier, and it goes thus. Should there be any need for us as investigative journalists to kind of go into investigation, and there is an existing case with the EFCC. Maybe not in Lagos here, probably in Ibadan or somewhere else. How do we go about it? Can we write a mail requesting for that case in question? Maybe we can get some form of documentation to help us in our investigation, because there are so many things going on in my head as I sit here. It's really troubling. So I would like to know what you can do to help us as we get that.
I mentioned a matter that was handled by the FBI, the popular guy from Dubai. Mofa. And immediately he was arrested, flew to US. You can see when he was mugshot. We call it mugshots. They will naturally give you a tag, which is the best practice. Give you a tag, you hold it. That's your ID number. Yeah. You are being processed. What we do there is process. And like I spoke to some of my subordinates yesterday, that can, of course, understand the sentiment. That can be demoralizing. Before you must proceed to that aspect, you must have proved your case, and you must have seen you must have been seeing what we call documentary evidence. More often, the person will even confess. And when the Nigerian law, the Lagos particularly, make it very difficult for law enforcement not to do right thing. Because once, it must be before a camera. Even if he has confessed, his lawyer must be there. We don't take statement these days without your lawyer or your relative sitting close to you.
Concentration level of people when it comes to reading keeps dropping by the day. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Nigerians don't read anymore. Not only Nigerians. World over, people are getting bored easily by reading. But we as journalists, we still have to pass our information across to the consumer. So we don't dwell too much on long, unending tests. Because at the end of the day, even you that wrote the test, I doubt if you go back there to go and read again. The world has moved on. And if you don't move with the world, you'll be left behind. So what we do is multi-platform. We need to infuse everything together on our platforms to increase our visibility in the market. The market is getting competitive and choked up by the day. Today, as we speak, a number of websites have been created, news websites, and they are reducing your space. I don't know if you check your Alexa ranking of your website regularly. I don't know how often you check the Alexa ranking of your website. Some of our websites are lost. They are even nowhere on the Alexa ranking. And that's a matter of truth. If you check it very well, if you use Jetpack like I do on my news website, if you use Jetpack, if I open my website, the first thing I go to is to go and check my Jetpack. I look at my stats, my site stats. I want to see number of clicks, number of views. I want to see sources of those traffic and the rest of them so that I can build on them, in my subsequent effort. So our Alexa ranking keeps dropping because people are not getting what they want from our website. So it's time for us to now start considering multi-platform websites and so on. So that takes us to media convergence. As a matter of fact, this is the actual term they use for multi-platform media organizations. Media convergence simply means the merging of mass communication outlets, print, television, radio, the internet, along with portable and interactive technologies through various digital media platforms. Media convergence. Newspapers now, if you are observant enough, you will see that almost all major newspapers in Nigeria now have their online TV. True or true? Yes. What does that tell you? The line is getting blurred by the day. TV stations have websites where they put text. They are not print industry, but they put text in. They have websites. It is most auspicious
that as the scribe of Arkham, for me to be here and to express our solidarity with NGIG. At every point in time when you call on us, we'll surely be there. When Ayo told me that I needed to be here today, I said, why not? I will be around. Yesterday I could have been here, but the Association of Business Editors in Nigeria held their first quarter workshop yesterday at CIBN, and I had to be there almost throughout for the whole of yesterday. That was the reason why I couldn't make it, being the beginning of the conference. But here I am today, and I've sat down and I've gained a lot. You can be rest assured that both from the Polaris Bank end and Association of Corporate Affairs Managers of Banks will always be there for NGIJ. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Investigative journalism. Actually, the guild was registered in Abuja 2017 across online print broadcast. Special interest in using investigative reporting to engender public accountability, probity, good governance, and development. The guild, we have about 100 members cut across the country. We serve as advocacy group and active player in periodic social, political, and economic evaluation for the public good. The flagship projects include the state governance assessment report, which we did in Kogi, we were in Bayelsa too, and we were in Kwara 2 years ago. Times are indeed changing, and all professionals, business, institutions, and organizations must adapt or die the 21st century. Exactly is knowledge. Driven economy as such, the importance of capacity building and training cannot be overemphasized. This event was aimed at providing a robust refresher course for NGIG members to enhance their performance and efficiency in investigative journalism, especially in view of the prevailing challenges of modern journalism in Nigeria. Presently, our nation is currently faced with myriad challenges of leadership, corruption, weak economy, and insecurity. Therefore, investigative journalism has become quite relevant and critically required more than ever, as the need for public equity, accountability, transparency, and good governance is so earnest desired by the nation. Given the challenges of the times, NGIJ resolved to continually equip members across the nation with modern trends, tools, techniques for enhanced and effective performance is further demonstrated through this seminar. This is planned to be one in the series, and we enjoy you to join us in the journey. Thank you, sir.
I should have sent my letter 3 months ahead of time. He said, I'm going to be in Lagos. And I said, we're having a function. He said, I will come. We said, we're going to finish for 2. We're going to finish for 2. And he said to me, 2 might be tight. When you know that I told the president that Deputy Governor said 3, he said, oh, wait. So I now communicated to him, and thank you very much for honoring us. That's the line I would like to say why we welcome you to. It's about government. You see, there's something I believe. This is investigative journalism. And we have a lot of corporate players here, this from the banks, and they are getting it right. How come a lot of government institutions, government arms are not getting it right in their communication? I strongly believe the states, federal, local government has to go the way of the corporate organizations. They look for communication experts to head their communication. Those ones who are employed, where I need a journalist, I bring him in. Where I need a broadcaster, I bring him in. Journalists are generally critical. When you make a journalist the head of your communication, to change from being critical to being praising is usually tough. I recommend to the states, use communicators to head your information ministry, where those also now employ a journalist, a writer, a presenter for it. Thank you.
My principal is Excellency Elijah Joseph Bello, and myself and the entire team would be seen as non-starters and underdogs that by divine touch were elevated to the saddle of leadership in Kogi State. So we didn't have the firepower of propaganda. And of course, it was a tumbling of the powers that be for 25 years, entrenched system. So nothing we did was correct from day one. In fact, even before taking oath of office, it was already a propaganda onslaught on the government of His Excellency Nigeria. And the whole world and Nigerians felt that what they read and what they hear about Kogi was the truth. So sometimes towards 2019, we needed to, in fact, they came to Kogi on their own, and having interacted with the citizens without our knowledge, they came to tell us that what the perception out there is not actually what we have dug out by interaction.
Yes.
So there would be need to do a more detailed job in this regard. And we said, why not? And when they finished, and their report came out, which was well circulated, it helped to set the narrative and what is real and what was propaganda.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a very wonderful 2-day session. You know, being here class yesterday and then today. And I know that for our members, you can say, like they say in church, that we are never the same again. I know when we came here yesterday, I remember saying this when we started, when I said, don't worry, at the end of this program, things would have changed. And I know that our people can actually attest to the fact that things have indeed changed.
Yes.
You know, please give me a round of applause.
Undoubtedly, a workshop like this that brings together all stakeholders in both the media and business ecosystem will definitely go a long way in addressing a lot of gray areas that we have in the media space. Businesses and the media will have to work in sync for the development of the society. And the critical role that the media plays as the fourth estate of the realm, it gives a responsibility on the media to practice professionally and efficiently. And in practicing professionally and efficiently, you need to get to the bottom of every issue. And you represent all shades of opinion. The ethics of journalism states that all shades of opinion has to be represented. You cannot hear about one side of an issue and present it to the public. If you do that, the tendency of injuring a particular player or a sector is very, very high.
It's a great job that you've done today, and I tell you, it's the beginning of sanity in the industry. Because you see, what we've seen today only shows that we're ready to play with the international players when you produce news items, you report authentic, verifiable news, not careless or reckless news. And I think NGIJ has just begun to operate in that space. And I know that with this, it will form an avenue for everybody that wants to go into that profession. It's a special profession within a profession. So it will create a platform for people who want to come into this world to know that there is already a body that guides their conduct, the way they report, what they report, how they report it, and how they conduct themselves.
Journalism is about making people know or giving people information. So, investigative journalism is about digging into dark sides of, I say, society, or getting people to know even more than is ordinarily, how would I put it, something that people would ordinarily know about. So, but investigative journalism, as it says, is about investigation, it's about digging deeper. So, this kind of workshop is good because it would encourage people to dig deeper into happenings in the community. You know, especially now that there's a lot of talk about fighting corruption, and we know that corruption is an issue in Nigeria now, and it affects everything that we do. So, for me, it is very good, and I will encourage that we have more of it, so that people, it will throw information, light on a lot of things that are happening.
For you to think about a story and run it through from end to end means that the various perspectives to that particular story is noted and treated. And if you now come up with a story, the story will be a balanced one that will be extremely beneficial to the readers and to the society.
Is, you see, this workshop came about, I think our people, they need to go through this training because the way we are doing our investigation is wrong. Going through, because when you do an investigative report, you need to make a solution after writing the report. That's why. So, but some people don't know. When you do such reports, it's not to harm people. It's for them to know, okay, there's a problem. This is the problem. After the problem, what is the solution? Then, for corporate organizations like banks, Verve, MasterCard, they are different apps from the bank. When you post money or you send money through one app, you didn't get the money, you'll be like, Fidelity Bank has taken my money away. No, it's not Fidelity Bank, it's those apps. You need to understand that. So people need to know this before they write their reports. On that, I will say a big thank you to JNG. They were here yesterday. They helped us out on these things. I can assure you that our people, my members, our experts, we've learned a lot from this seminar.